You're staring at a list of camera mounts, wondering if any of them will actually solve the problem of that blind spot behind the garage, without turning your backyard into a construction zone. You've probably already read a few reviews that sound way too perfect, or you've seen a cheap pole that bent in the wind and thought, I don't want to waste money on the wrong thing. That hesitation is real, and before you decide, let's walk through what this adjustable outdoor security camera pole mount actually offers, and whether it lines up with the kind of surveillance setup you need. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First off, this isn't a flimsy plastic stand you'll toss on a fence. It's built around a premium stainless steel pole that can be extended to 6 meters, broken into 2 to 3 segmented sections for transport. That means you can take it from the trunk of a car to a job site, snap the pieces together, and have a sturdy vertical platform in minutes. The claim of universal compatibility comes from the adjustable top cross arm and bracket, which accept most standard CCTV housings, dome cameras, or PTZ units. In practice, that flexibility saves you from buying a separate mount for each new camera model. If you're a homeowner who wants a clear view over a large yard, a small business owner looking to watch a loading dock, or a contractor needing to monitor a site for safety compliance, the height alone is a game changer. At 6 meters, a camera sits well above the reach of vandals and can see over fences, hedges, or parked cars that would otherwise block a lower mount. The stainless steel resists rust, so even in a rainy climate you won't see the pole deteriorating after a season. That longevity is where the value really shows up compared to cheaper, zinc-coated alternatives that start to corrode and wobble. The real-world setup is pretty straightforward if you've got a basic toolkit. The sections screw together with a simple threaded connector, and the base can be anchored either with a ground sleeve that you drive into soil or with a concrete base if you have a permanent spot. Once the pole is vertical, the crossarm swings into place and locks, letting you tilt the camera for the perfect angle. In my experience, the biggest time sink is preparing the ground. If you're installing on a soft lawn, you'll need a heavier base or a metal ground spike to keep the pole from swaying in a gust. That's a hidden trade-off. The pole itself is stable, but the overall system still depends on a solid foundation. One practical strength is the modularity. Because the pole comes in sections, you can store it in a small garage and only extend it when needed. This is a big plus for seasonal use. Think of a homeowner who only wants extra surveillance during holidays. The adjustable bracket also means you can repurpose the pole for different cameras over time without buying a new mount. That adaptability translates into fewer purchases down the line, which is a subtle cost saving that isn't obvious from the headline specs. On the flip side, the pole isn't lightweight. The stainless steel construction adds heft, so you'll need at least 2 people for the initial lift, especially once the sections are joined and the crossarm is attached. If you're a one-person DIYer with limited strength, that could be a hurdle. Another practical weakness is that the product doesn't include any grounding hardware for lightning protection. In areas with frequent storms, you'll need to add a separate grounding rod and wire to keep the camera and pole safe. That's an extra expense and an extra step that isn't mentioned in the box description but becomes relevant in real installations. Another nuance is the universal claim. While the bracket is adjustable, it does assume you have a camera with standard mounting holes. Some newer PTZ units use proprietary mounting plates, and you might need an adapter that isn't supplied. So if your camera brand isn't one of the common ones, double-check the mounting pattern before you buy. That's a small but real risk of ending up with a pole you can't actually use. Who should buy this? If you need height, durability, and the ability to move the system from place to place, you're a prime candidate. Small business owners protecting storefronts, homeowners with large perimeters, and even hobbyist security enthusiasts who set up temporary surveillance for events will find the pole's stability and adjustability worth the effort. Also, if you already own a high-quality camera and just need a reliable platform, this mount gives you a way to get the most out of that camera without spending a fortune on a full-size tower. Who should skip it? If you're looking for a quick, wall-mounted solution for a single driveway camera, the extra height might be overkill, and the anchoring work could feel like unnecessary hassle. Likewise, renters who can't make permanent changes to the ground should consider a freestanding tripod or a window mount instead. Finally, if you're